Okay, so in my news update video from over here at the Olive Tree Restaurant in Palma Nova, I'm going to be talking about an all-out ban on promoting Mallorca's hidden beaches. We're going to be talking about hotel swimming pools as well. I also have an update about the nightmare traffic situation on our roads over here in Mallorca. Plus, I'll give you the weather forecast for the week ahead. Okay, so I'm starting this video by talking about an all-out ban about promoting Mallorca's hidden beaches. Now, you would have seen the news, you would have seen the international news about the protests that have been made about over-tourism, about tourism saturation over here on the islands in the past few weeks. Now, we've seen that these callers and coves receive literally hundreds of visitors every single day, if not thousands actually, and it's becoming an environmental problem over here on the islands, not least because, well, without beach facilities on these little callers and coves, people are leaving rubbish behind, they're making a mess, and without toilets as well, you can guess what happens there too. But what I'm going to say here from Mallorca Under the Sun, from the Facebook group and from the Instagram and from the YouTube channel, is that we will not be promoting any of Mallorca's hidden beaches this summer. Now, we had a post coming into the group this past week asking if we could list any of the hidden beaches running down the east coast of the island for a holidaymaker to go and visit. And it was at that point I decided that, well, we're not going to be going down that road this summer. We're not going to be promoting any of the hidden beaches over here on the islands. And what I mean by hidden beaches, I mean the hidden beaches outside the main tourist resorts, beaches that also do not have services, loos, chiringuitos, beach restaurants, and do not depend on people's businesses either. We're talking about the hidden beaches that you have to hike to or that you have to drive to. What we are going to be saying is go to the many wonderful tourism resorts and the wonderful beaches that we have around the island, which all have amazing restaurants, beach services, bars and everything as well to make your stay absolutely fantastic. And if you think as well, because I know as well, having run this channel for quite a few years, that many of the main tourism resorts aren't actually that busy at certain times of year, particularly even in August. Go and check out my Palma Nova video from last August. You're going to see that the sand wasn't completely packed. And there are areas on many of the beaches over here where you are going to find space this summer. Take Alcudia Beach, running all the way down to Can Picafort. It's a 16-kilometre beach. You're always going to find space on the sand there. Calamalor Beach as well on the east coast is huge. You're going to find space there. Even down here in Palma Nova. And of course Magaluf Beach just across the way here. These are some of our larger beaches. And even up in Port de Sawyer too, along the promenade, little rocky area down there, you're going to find some nice empty spots down there too. There's always opportunities to find some peace and quiet on the beaches, over and above having to get out to these smaller callers and just populating these out of the way beaches. And if you're visiting in the next few weeks and you want to find what is still possibly the largest and the wildest beach over here in Mallorca, head up to Porto Poyensa, because at time of recording, well, they still haven't got the beach services in place. There are no loos, there are no sunbeds and no beach umbrellas either. You're going to find quite a wild beach over there for this time of year as well. So again, that's a really great place to come if you want to get a less touristy experience until those sunbeds arrive as well. Now, I know you've seen all the press coverage as well and the international media, but what no one is talking about here is responsible tourism, and that's the move that we're going to make this summer over here at Mallorca Under the Sun. Now, I know the media watch my channel, so with all the negative publicity and the negative press that you've put out this past year, I'll be really grateful if you also focus on responsible tourism here in Mallorca and how holidaymakers can be responsible tourists. And I'm going to be making plenty of content about that in the coming months as well, so feel free to steal that too. Feel free to write about it, because this is what we want to promote over here on the island. So make sure you watch out for that content coming out in the future as well. Tourism isn't all bad here in Mallorca. Everyone is welcome, as I've said in the past, and well, tourism can exist here responsibly too. Okay, so let's move on now to talking about hotel swimming pool areas, because, well, for many people that is the reason why you're coming over here on holiday, to enjoy a lovely day by the pool. But with the huge numbers of holidaymakers that we've got on the island, well, we are getting a few areas of friction over in the hotels, and I'm just going to talk about those too. Now, I have seen over on social media that a lot of hotels have been putting signs out saying do not sunbed squat, do not leave towels on sunbeds for any longer than either 40 minutes or an an hour. And once again, moving towards responsible tourism, it's up to you to please remove your towel if you do not intend returning to your sunbed. Now, I've also seen comments as well saying, well, hotels don't police this and this is just nonsense because it doesn't happen. And that's because you should be taking personal responsibility. If you're coming over here to the island, you're over in a hotel, you see the signs that you can't sunbed squat, so just don't do it. And the reason why the hotels, I'm guessing, do not police this very heavily is because, well, staff in the past have received aggression from holidaymakers from having their towels moved, and really no one here is working here in the hotels to have to put up with that kind of behaviour. So if you're coming over here, use the sunbeds by the pools. If not, take your towels and just let someone use them. Secondly, I want to talk about families travelling over with small children as well, because, well, there's a hotel over here in Palma Nova that had to close 3 times in the past week because very small children had an accident, a big accident in the pool. Now, I have to say, bring swim nappies over with you, because if they do have such a big accident in the pool, then they're going to have to close the pool for cleaning. You can buy these swim nappies as well over in Aldi, Lidl, probably Mercadona as well from memory as well. You can get them from everywhere. Get some swim pants for them, but please don't have these hotel pools shut, because don't forget, just consider the other holiday makers on the island. Just be aware that people are coming over here on holiday too. They spent a lot of money and they also want to use that hotel swimming pool too. Okay, so let's talk about the ongoing traffic hell which we have been experiencing on Mallorca's roads. And over the past few days, I've been staying local in the southwest, and I have to say it hasn't been fun. I've been going from my area, from Cala Mayor down to Palma Nova, Magaluf, where I've had to go into Palma, and I've spent literally hours on that small stretch of motorway. I have to say, if you are hiring a car, and I have actually requested that if you haven't hired a car yet, please don't bother this summer, because we've got so many hire cars on the roads already. Please make use of the TIB bus services, preferably after around 10 o'clock in the morning when people have gone to work as well, just to allow people to get to work. And just be aware as well that these public buses are going to be busy over rush hour too. But please also just consider, if you are staying in the southwest, so if you're staying in Palma Nova, Santa Ponsa, if you're staying in Andrach, Camp de Mar, St Elm, and you are trying to drive in the direction of Palma, in the direction of the airport in the afternoon, well, you are going to find the MA20 motorway to get extremely clogged. And well, this busyness is actually going to back up all the way towards Palma Nova as well in the afternoon. The traffic isn't great, and I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, it's got even worse now. I thought it would have eased off with the schools finishing. It hasn't. It's just due to the sheer number of hire cars on the road too. You're also going to see some new markings on the motorway as well, down as well, trying to stop people from switching lanes. People are still switching lanes. It's just not fun as well. So if you can avoid driving, if you can avoid hiring a car, please do so too. Now, I do have a video coming out on the channel in the coming days all about visiting Mallorca in July, so consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Hit that notifications bell and you'll find that video hitting your home screen on YouTube very soon. Okay, so finally, let's just talk about the weather forecast for the week ahead. Well, you can see the fabulous blue skies that we have had around us, and the good news is that the weather is looking amazing going on into the following week as well. It's not quite as hot as we've had over previous years. Year on year, it's a little bit cooler, I have to say. We've got highs of around 28, 29 degrees, which is absolutely fantastic. Lows of 17 or 18 degrees as well, which again is a little bit cooler than we normally expect over here. We're going to have a mix of sunshine and cloud, but apart from that, it's going to be fantastic weather. Now, you're going to see as well many of the cars around that are parked around the resorts as well, looking like cars taken out of a Mad Max movie, because they're all covered in sand. Over the past 7 days, we have had a deluge of Saharan rain pouring onto the island as well, and that cleanup job is going to take weeks, or we're going to need a really fresh rainstorm, but it doesn't look like we're going to get it. So if you're wondering why the island's looking a little bit dirty at the moment, and everything that should be white is actually looking a little bit red, it's because of the Saharan sand. But the cars are looking filthy, and the queues at the car wash stations as well to get these cleaned, well, these are very, very long too. Okay, so I hope you found this video useful. I've got plenty of content coming out on the channel for this week ahead too, so watch out for that. Don't forget you can find me in the Facebook group and on my Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye for now.